Hey everyone, Sammy Suits here with Cruise Control Travel, and welcome to my Icon tour. This tour will focus solely on the differences of Icon compared to other ships, rather than giving you a long, boring 3-hour tour, which you can find on YouTube or across the internet. Upon entering Icon, which is on deck 5, you can't help but be taken aback by their signature piece, the Pearl, followed by the overall size of the Promenade. Due to the size, it is able to host a lot more events than other ships that have promenades. The sail away party is bigger. They have silent discos down here, the 70s party, and a bunch of other different events. At one end, we have the pub, which is called the Point and Feather. This is a great spot to hang out for a drink, before dinner, people watch, similar to other ships, but it has a slightly different vibe to it. At the opposite end of the promenade, we have your typical Sorrentos, which is a lot bigger, as you can see, compared to other Sorrentos, a lot more area to sit. Across from Sorrentos, we have Spotlight Karaoke, which is, again, much larger than other class ships, and has a much more of a loungy type feel to it. They put the bar at the far side just to kind of open it up more places to sit and hang out and watch. In the middle of the promenade is the lobby bar called 1400. It's a really cool and popular place to hang out with a variety of creative drinks, plenty of places to lounge on either side of the bar. Also in this location is the escalator that leads to the casino and also where you would disembark for various ports. We move to deck 6 where you can find the fitness center. Again, significantly more room. You never feel on top of each other. You never really have to wait for a specific machine. Didn't matter what time that I went, it was never that crowded. Also, you can see they emphasize more space for the free weight section, which has always been a complaint across other ships. There wasn't a piece of equipment that I felt they didn't have. They just seemed to cover all of their bases when designing the fitness center on Icon. They also have their yoga center and spinning class section kind of separated away from the main fitness center, just again to offer more space. And that is just above this level, which would be considered then level 7. Here is the separate yoga room where they have classes, but is also open for use outside of class time. Then right next to the yoga room, we have the spinning room, again open to the public outside of class time, which you do have to sign up for. So we move back to deck 6, which is, again, the second promenade floor, and this, to me, is one of the best features because you're able to get from one end of the ship to the other, which is not always an option on other classes. Here at the front of deck 6, we have the attic, which is used only for comedy acts and art shows. Little tip, if you missed booking any shows prior to boarding, come here when you first board. As you can see, staff is ready to sign you up for all the different shows in case you did miss it prior. Across from the attic, we have one of Icon's main attractions, which is the dueling piano bar. I recommend getting here early because seats do fill up fast. It contains an extremely long bar with very fast service, and the performances are amazing. The more you tip, the faster your song will get played, and you might even become part of the entertainment. In the middle of deck 6 which is also the top of the Pearl. This is where the Pearl Cafe is, which replaces the Cafe Promenade. Great spot for late night snacks, lounging, getting necessary work done, and you get a lot of light coming in from those giant windows. At the opposite end of Deck 6, we have your traditional schooner bar, which again just has a different type of layout and feel to it. Plenty of space to hang out and enjoy your favorite cocktail. And they also make some amazing martinis up here. At the back of Deck 6, we have Playmakers, and it is massive, although it does attract a lot of children. So if there is an important sporting event that you want to be able to focus on, I recommend hanging out on the back side of this venue, as it offers a great viewing area without being interrupted. You have your traditional chicken wings, and I recommend the campfire cookie here. It's outstanding. And just behind Playmakers, they constantly have servers walking around if the bar area does get too busy, so you never have to really wait too long for a drink. Sometimes the food can take a little bit longer depending on what time of the day you're there. And if you want to channel your inner childhood, there are plenty of arcade games, table games, pool tables, shuffleboard, all that fun stuff. Directly behind Playmakers, at the back of Deck 6, we have Sub-Zero, which offers various times for open skating. It obviously contains the terrific ice shows, the crazy quests, and also serves as a dance party a couple of the nights. Moving on to Deck 4, which is the front of the casino, we have the Music Hall, and this is a popular venue and utilized often for many events such as trivia, headliner music acts, and serves as the nightclub most late nights. There is a bar on the top floor of Music Hall and down below. No matter when we came here, we never had a problem finding a spot to sit and hang out. We were fortunate enough on our trip that the number one cover band for Journey was the headliner, and they were outstanding. You can also use this room for your own private events. You can rent it out, and that's actually what's taking place in this video. Somebody had rented it out for their company function. So as we transition this video from inside to outside and more of the top floors, I wanted to take a second to show you how they have perfected the elevator system, which has been a main complaint within the cruise industry. Every elevator section has a lobby like this, and what you do is you select the floor that you want to go to. It will then direct you to the elevator that will take you to that specific floor. And what this does is it cuts down on your wait times and also long elevator rides that potentially could stop at every single floor. Each elevator is only going to a couple of floors. We move to Deck 7, which contains a replacement of Boardwalk and serves more as a children's section with pools, slides, and eateries. Royal Caribbean was brilliant in that they put a bar down here so that parents wouldn't miss out on drinking time while they watched their kids play. Moving on to Deck 15, which contains the Aquadome. This is now an inside venue, which drastically cuts down on canceled shows since the wind is no longer a factor. This obviously replaces the Aqua Theater as you've seen on Oasis-class ships. Behind the Aquadome is a hidden gem called the Overlook. It contains really cool pods that you see here, which contain outlets and USB ports, and serves as a really cool place to relax and get much needed work done. We found that many people at the end of the trip didn't even know that this section existed, so when you first board, come and check it out. As you can see here, there's a tucked away bar, which was never busy no matter what time of day we went. On the other side of the Overlook is a hidden gourmet coffee shop called the Rye and Bean. So if you're one of those that needs your fix and you want a different type of coffee, different flavors, come and check that out. of any place on Icon, we found that this area was the quietest, most relaxing area. And you can see with the big windows, you just get some really cool views, some great sunlight that comes in through there. And having those pods with the USB ports and the outlets make it really neat work environment, or if it's just a place you want to listen to music on your headphones or whatever. So for all of you foodies out there, a place I would recommend to grab a quick bite is the Aquadome Market, which is right alongside the Aquadome. You can make your own crepes, as you can see here at this counter. As we walk around the corner, we have a couple other stands, one being an Asian stand, followed by all different types of macaroni and cheese. Then we have our Mediterranean stand. And then we have our salad counter. Tons of different options to eat if you're just looking for something quick on the go. Or you can make it a big meal if you want. They also have a bar back here. Everybody's super friendly. And plenty of places to sit and eat, whether it's the front of Marketplace or the back of Marketplace. And you can see as we exit here, it leads us right back to the Aquadome. What I would do often is grab some food when I knew that they were going to be practicing and just eating and enjoying the behind-the-scenes show. And here is a snapshot of the overall menu at the Aquadome. This again is at the front of Deck 15. So we're going to move now to the back of Deck 15, which is Chill Island. You can go left or right. Each side's got different things. We're going to go to the right here first. And as we're walking through here, you can see the typical recreational tables like ping pong, etc. And they enclose them pretty well so that the wind doesn't affect your game. As we continue to walk through, you can see, again, just all the different places that you can hang out and relax. Hot tubs located all over the ship. Here we have the lime and coconut on our left, and on our right we have the Cove pool. Pretty neat pool that on some ships in that location is a big hot tub, but on here it's a pool. When they were designing Icon, they really focused on creativity, and you can see all these different types of chairs, like swings, hammock type setups here. Pretty cool stuff. And at the backside here of Chill Island, we have El Loco, which has, burritos, tacos, quesadillas, anything you can think of when it comes to Mexican style food. If this is a place you plan to come and eat, make sure you check on the times that it's open ahead of time, because it does have some different type of hours. As we continue to walk through Deck 15, this does lead us to the adult section, which was a very popular place. It's called the Hideaway. There are many places to lounge or just sightsee or get your tan on, but you can see there's many hot tubs back here. Originally, this was not supposed to be the adult section. This was supposed to be the section for people that had suites, but they decided kind of last minute to change it and make it into the adult section. But pretty cool view that you get back here. And again, this is the very back of the ship. And then as we stroll through, you go downstairs, which then that takes us to the infinity pool, which again did get pretty busy at times. Of any place on the ship, I felt that this was probably the area that got most crowded. It does contain day beds, which you can rent out. I believe the price depends on whether it's a sea day or a port day. We did talk with some people who said they paid $400, and their biggest complaint was they didn't have their own bar server that would come and take their drink orders. So that was kind of a bummer. So the Hideaway also has its own bar back here, and at times it can become kind of like a party scene because there is a DJ that plays at various times throughout the day. But again, big open section. If you don't want to be near the pool, you got a big bar, tabletops, just a really cool area to get away from the kids if you want. As you can see there, that's where the DJ does set up. And we really enjoyed the bartenders that worked this area. So if we go back to the start of deck 15, but now going to the left, you can see more areas to relax. And this area is very quiet, super peaceful, really cool bird's nest chairs, they called them. Icon does not lack in this department as far as finding a place to lounge and relax, whether you want quiet or noisy. Coming up, we have the other side of the Lime and Coconut. And then as we walk further, we have the Royal Main Pool, which we didn't go to just because there were so many other pools that we found less busy, as it did get taken over often by children and had to be shut down for unsavory reasons a couple different times throughout our trip. The other thing Icon really did was maximize its space. So all these areas where you see these kind of roll-out day beds on other ships, that's just a kind of space where you'd throw your things down on, but they really maximized the area as it helped spread people out. So now we move to deck 16, and you can see here you can only go to the right. And as we move along, we come upon the swim-up bar, which is called the Swim and Tonic. This venue, I felt, was one of Royal's only mistake when designing Icon, and I don't know if it's going to change in the future due to many complaints I heard from other passengers on the ship, but the swim-up bar, we felt, should have been adults only. For obvious reasons, often you'd have children splashing water in your drinks. So if you do plan on going to Swim and Tonic Bar, I recommend you bringing a Yeti so that you can close the top and not have to have pool water joining your drink. As we continue to walk through 16, you can see different cabanas that you can rent, more places to just hang out. And then on the back side of the Swim and Tonic, you have the 16th floor of Lime and Coconut, and also a really cool overlook of the backside of the ship. Again, more places to just hang out, have a drink, share a story, and meet more bartenders who really, the staff really does make this ship. They are so engaging. It is the best of the best. They brought all their elite staff onto Icon, and it really does show. We found this area was the best to look down and oversee Central Park, similar to the Oasis class, but just a slightly different kind of look. As we keep walking on 16, we have the area where the band plays, and this is also where the sail away party takes place. Icon does mention in the itinerary that the sail away is on deck 15 at the main Royal Pool, but that wasn't the case. It is up here on deck 16 next to the band right here. So as you continue to walk, this has some different features from other ships. We have the Crown's Edge, which allows you to be harnessed on a track that goes over the ship. And yeah, sort of like a mini slow human roller coaster. And I believe the cost was $50. It does change, I believe, whether it's a sea day or a port day. So make sure you check out that pricing and determine when you want to go based on that. We have your traditional rock climbing wall called Adrenaline's Peak, and no charge for this. And then here we have another one of my favorite areas called Base Camp. Excellent place for lunch. The burgers are fantastic and the different sides. This area also has a really cool bar with TVs and just a really cool atmosphere for lunch. No other ships have a section like this where you can eat lunch outside and have TVs, watch a sporting event if you want. Behind Base Camp, you have your typical golf course, which is a little bit more unique than other ships, and also your first glimpse at the water slides. And here is the menu for Base Camp, just so you get an idea ahead of time. Also, around the corner from here are some really awesome gourmet shakes, a couple different flavors you can try. So we head back to the water slides, which there are 5 in total. They were definitely a highlight, not only for kids, but for adults as well. It was about a 50-50 split as far as people in line between kids and adults. There are 2 different entrances for these slides. The one entrance includes 2 of the slides, which also has my personal favorite, the drop floor. The other entrance has a pretty cool walk-through area where you can relax and have a drink, especially if you're waiting for your kids to do them all. We managed to do all 5, and we did these on the end of Coco Cay Day while we were still in port, so the lines were not as bad. Some were about a 15-minute wait, and others were roughly 30 minutes. Obviously, they're going to be even busier on sea days, so please plan accordingly when doing these slides. Or I also recommend doing them early in the trip so you get to know which ones you prefer over others, and then you can target doing those ones again later on in your trip. Moving on to Deck 17, which will be the last floor of this tour. This floor is also called Cloud 17. And the back of this floor contains the smoking section, which besides the back half section of the casino is the only other place where you are allowed to smoke. It's nice because it's out of the way for people that don't want to walk through smoke, unlike other class ships where the smoking section is in the middle of the pool deck. Cloud 17 has a really nice walkthrough with plenty of chairs available, as you can see. Anytime we went up here, it was never that crowded. It's got a nice overlook for the 2 floors below. It also contains its own bar. And also on the front half of this floor contains the other infinity pool. So there are 2 infinity pools, one in the adult section and one up here. And we found that many people on board didn't even know about the infinity pool until the back half of this trip. It also contains these really unique hot tubs, which again, were never busy. Bartenders up here, like all the others, extremely friendly. The attendants that walked around were always there to help out. And as you can see here, the infinity pool, not busy at all. The video was taken at the beginning of our trip, and it did steadily increase in popularity as the trip went on. So as you can see, there are many aspects of Icon that are different than any other class ship, and ones that are similar, same, they've made those venues and events bigger and better. Some quick tips about Icon. Two events that you don't want to miss: the sail away party and the celebration balloon drop on the first night. One of the busiest promenade parties I've ever seen. Everybody had a blast. Another tip is take the time to prioritize your time on the ship. Use the daily planner in the cruise compass to help create your own personalized itinerary in the My Calendar section. This will just help you pre-plan, and it'll help you not forget some important events that you might want to attend. So it's always good the night before, set up a plan for the next day, or even on day one, set up for the whole entire week. Or if you forget, do it the first thing that next morning for that particular day. Highly recommend that. The dueling piano bar, make sure you get there early. The seats will fill up relatively fast, and they are phenomenal, extremely entertaining. They get the whole crowd involved. You might even be called up on stage and sit next to them, but they are a great act. There's so many bars on the ship, and the cool thing is they all seem to have their own menu, all different drinks compared to the others. So take your drink package for a libation journey. Make sure you tour the entire ship, especially on day one. It is a lot to learn. This way, if you learn it on day one, it can help figure out maybe where something is that you wouldn't have found out until day 7. So take the time to learn the ship. It does take about half of a day to walk through this entire ship. But most importantly, have fun, enjoy your time. This ship is amazing. I highly recommend it. And don't forget to find Rover. Sammy Suits with Cruise Control. Later, guys. And a few extra points to deliver. This was a seafood buffet that was only in the Windjammer on day 1 when you first boarded. It never came back. So lobster, crab leg, shrimp. Make sure you take advantage of that, because it, as far as the early sailings, this never showed back up for a second time. Hello.
fun. My cruise vacation has begun. Off we go to the Caribbean.